Couch. I am your host, Tina J. Pearson. So excited to be back with you all this week. I hope everyone has been having an amazing Thursday, an amazing week. So blessed to be alive. It has been a wonderful week for me. So excited about some of the things that have been happening. But let's get into it. So today's topic is find your quiet space. This is something that I have truly, I don't even know how to put it into words. I watched the movie War Room a few years ago, and that movie changed my entire life. I literally took the study in my house at the time and I made it into my war room. And I cannot even begin to describe the things that would happen when I would just go into my war room. I would put on my prophetic soaking music and I would just pray. And I would talk to God and I would get downloads. It was an amazing, amazing thing. I love to journal. So I have several different journals for different things. But I always went into my quiet place, my war room, with a journal because I never knew what God was going to say to me. And I can even remember there was a time when I went in there for, I don't even know why I went in, what to pray about or what to talk to God about, but he literally told me to get off the floor and write. And so I got up and I started writing. I was writing so fast, I had no clue what I was writing. And when I was done, I had an entire section for my book done. And it was just amazing. I had to go back and read what I was writing because I had no clue. Like, it was like I almost had no control over my hand. It was such an amazing experience. But getting into that quiet place where you can truly seek God and seek his heart and listen. That's the thing. Like, a relationship is a two-way street. So we have to communicate, but we also have to listen. And so when we get into that quiet place, it allows us to be able to hear what God is saying to us. I was the person I used to pray, and that was it. I'll be done. I didn't realize the value of just sitting still, meditating, clearing my mind, and listening, just waiting to hear what God has to say. And when I realized the value of my quiet space, the whole dynamic of my relationship with God and my ability to hear from him changed. And it was just amazing. Like, I really am trying to find the words, Holy Spirit, help me. But it's just hard to put experiences with God into words. But I'm telling you, once you find that quiet space, you've gotten yourself, and it takes, some people, I think you have to learn, sorry, y'all, I'm getting comfortable. I think you have to learn how to clear your mind and be open to hearing from God. That's something that you have to learn to do. And what helped me was definitely prophetic soaking music. I would put on Nathaniel Cole, Psalm 23, laid me out every time, y'all. And I'm like, golly, I'm just in here trying to listen to you, Lord. And the next thing I know, I'm in tears on the floor praying. And but that's what happens. So, I've gotten myself to the point now where I don't necessarily need the music. But that's how I started. I would put on the prophetic soaking music. I would go into praise and worship. I would just thank God for how wonderful and how awesome he is. I would, tell him about anything that I was dealing with, because we have to be honest with God. He wants to, even though he knows what we're going through, sometimes he wants to hear it. And so I would just talk to him about what I was dealing with. And then I would ask him questions that I wanted answers to. I would write those questions down in my journal, and I would just sit and I would just lay there and I would just listen. And it was amazing, the responses I got. I should have brought my journal down so I could have read some of the things that God has said to me and spoken to me. But there was another time where I went in there. I don't even remember what I was dealing with. I just know I wasn't in a happy place. And I went in my quiet place, my war room, and I was just worshiping. And God had me to write a list. And that list was just desires of my heart. And he told me that he was going to grant those desires. And it happened. It happened, y'all. So, I mean, miracles, signs, and wonders happen when you find that quiet space. You get in alignment to God's will for your life. Because that's another thing. You can pray all day and shout all day, but we still have to be in alignment with God's will. We have to realize that it is not about us. That depression that I went through was not about me. All those trials and tribulations I went through was not about me. Having that 3 cents in my bank account was not about me. There was a purpose in it all, and I'm telling you, I give God the glory because I have a testimony, several testimonies, and I thank God for them all because I know that I'm able to now help bring souls to the kingdom through my testimonies. But when you get in that quiet place and you just spend that time with God and you seek after his heart and you communicate with him, and you listen, that's the key. Well, for me, that was the one thing that I really had to learn to do, was to listen. Don't be so quick to just pray and get up. Just dwell with him. You know, sometimes, I mean, I'll be honest, some days he doesn't say anything to me after I'm done with my little spiel. Some days I don't start with prayer. Some days I just go in there and lay out and tell him he's welcome. Come in, Holy Spirit. He's already there. And I just listen. And, you know, on the days that I don't necessarily hear him speak, I feel a release, so I know that I can go do the next thing that I need to do because I feel a release, I feel a shift. And it's amazing, y'all. So I encourage you, if you do not have a space in your house that you can call your quiet space, even if it's just a little closet. I have a whole room, but I'm bougie like that. But even if it's just a little closet, even if you have to go in your bathroom and close the door, get time where you are quiet. There are no distractions. You can honestly, boldly talk to God and then listen. I'm telling you, it will change your life. If you have not tried it, I challenge you to do so because it will change your entire relationship with God. It will change so much. So many of the things that you've been waiting on answers for. You'll be amazed at what you hear just by getting quiet. So that's it for today, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I can't put into words how appreciative I am of you all, especially those of you who tune in weekly. Comment, like, share, catch the replay. I pray special blessings over each and every one of you. I love you all, and I will see you next week. I'm going to go ahead and stop now before I start getting excited about it.
I walk through the fire, the sound of a light.